Welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is the channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so this is step 3 of our Sambuca. This is where it's going to really start to get interesting. I got me a couple half-gallon jars here, and I got all my distillate that I ran from the last step from the sugar wash. So let's get started. Alright, so I've already tasted all the my cut jars. So let's get them put into our jars here. Then we'll kind of mix it up to make sure everything is basically the same. That neutral spirit, got a little strength to it. It all ranged from, I think my last jar that I got was at just a hair under 180 proof, and my other one I believe was 190. So I think we did pretty good. Alright, so let me get all these jars cleaned up, then I'll be back. Okay, so now just start mixing some spices in. Alright, my recipe calls for, let's see, 100 grams of the anise in 1 quart. So I'm going to use 200 grams per bottle, okay? Let me turn my scale on. I got it set to grams. It should be this whole, about this whole thing, I believe. That's 140. 76. Whoop. 200. Ooh, that seems a lot like a lot, don't it? Boy, I smell the licorice. Okay. That goes in this one. Kind of a weird looking seed. Okay, so now we'll put 100 in the other one. We'll do this the easy way. Okay, and 200 into this one. Okay, now the recipe calls for 25 grams of elderberry. And I have to do it as per quart, so 50 grams of elderberry. Oh, shut off. Alright, so I want 50 grams of elderberry. Okay, and that's it for this step. So what we'll do is we'll leave it in here for about a week, a little less than a week. Its actual recipe calls for 5 days. So what we'll do in 5-6 days, we will put this back in the still. We'll cut it down to no more than 40 ABV of alcohol by volume. We'll cut it down with some good clean water, and then we'll distill that again. So this is step 3. I'll see you in a few days. Okay, it's been about 6 days, and if you can tell, there's a big difference in what we started with. Can you get that one open? So, oh, you sure can smell the licorice. I just want to get a little taste of that. Very strong, very licorice tasting. Ooh, this is going to be fantastic. So what I did is every day for the last 6 days I come out and I gave them a good shake. So right now what I'm tasting is very licorice. It's on the bitter side. Very delicious. Okay, so what our next step is we're going to strain this out, put it in the still. We're going to add good clean water. It can't be no more than 40 ABV in there. And then we'll distill this out. That's our next step. Okay, so let me get this straightened out, and we'll get the still set up, and then I'll be back. Okay, I got my still set up in pot still mode. I put all the our infusion into my still. I cut her down past 40 ABV just to be safe. As a rule, you should never put anything higher than 40 ABV back into the still. So I'm just waiting for it to heat up, and then we're going to distill this out, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, I got done running my distillate. I ended up with 1, 2, 3 good quarts of distillate, and it tastes fantastic. So what I got to do next, let me get cleaned up here, and then we got to make a little bit of simple sugar, and we'll be back. Okay, let me get this distillate mixed together. Okay, let me clean these jars up. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we'll kind of mix this together so that we got a consistent, and then we'll get make our simple syrup. Now the recipe that I got, I might not agree with how much sugar they're going to use, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it to taste and make sure I try to keep a good measurement for future. Okay, so let me get this cleaned up, get that started, and I'll be back. Okay, so I made me some simple syrup, 1 part water, 1 part sugar. So what I'm going to do now is I cooled it down to room temperature. I think the first time, let's go with 300 milliliters. And what we're going to do is we're going to go by taste. So that's 300 milliliters. Take a little bit more. Actually, I think I'm going to go another 300. So that would be a total of 600. Getting close. That's 900 milliliters. I think I'm going to leave it there. That's pretty darn tasty. Let me put 9 in this one. I never in the world would have thought it would took that much. I might make me a little bit more. That's 6. That is pretty good. That was 900 milliliters to 700 and, well, 1400 milliliters of distillate. That is fantastic. So what you got to do is let this sit for a day. Then you strain it, put it in a bottle, let it sit for at least a week, let all the flavors marry up, and there's your Sambuca. Okay, so it's been one day. We finished up our Sambuca. I did find that it wasn't as clear as I would have liked it to have been. And I think it was because the recipe I was following said to boil my simple syrup, which I don't normally do. I normally just heat the water up just enough to melt the sugar in it, and I've never had a problem. So what I did is I took it and ran it through my Brita water filter, and that seemed to clear it right up pretty nice. So let's give her a taste. I mean, the smell is fantastic. Ooh. You sure do get that intense licorice taste. It's very intense, and you get that nice little burn at the end. That's what I like it. it tastes pretty close to the commercial stuff. Okay. Okay, so I'll put the recipe for this in the description down below. If you like Sambuca or Ouzo, please consider making it. So if you like the video, please subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. If you like it, give us a thumbs up like I said. Share it with your friends. And leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, I want to thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Ah, good stuff.